Hello, welcome to the December roadmap for Hitman 2, and this is going to be like the content schedule for all the content that's coming out in December. So, overall, let's have a look at what we're getting, and then we'll go through it each one by one. And for those of you who didn't know already, my name is Mr. Freeze2244, welcome to the video. So as you can see here on the content schedule for December, we have quite a few escalations coming out, and we have the holiday themed missions are coming out as well, the Holiday Hoarders and the Snow Festival. I think this is the third time now the Holiday Hoarders has come around, but this is going to stay here this time. It's not actually going to leave, it's going to stay in the game permanently, and with that you can unlock the Santa suit, so that's pretty cool. And then they've got the Snow Festival mission that was in there, that was put in there last year. I thought it was a part of the expansion pass, but I'm not completely sure on that. But that's coming back as well. And again, that will be a permanent feature in the game rather than it disappearing forever. But that is what's coming for about this month. So let's go through it one by one and let's talk about it. So with the roadmap vlog that came out today, it says at the top, it says enjoy the holidays with Hitman 2 and a permanent return of 2 holiday themed missions and their related unlocks. On top of that, we're reintroducing the curated contracts with a festive twist, and we have a new elusive target with an extended runtime to take us into 2020. All in all, December brings 4 new escalation contracts, a community-created legacy escalation, 2 holiday-themed missions, 12 curated contracts, a legacy escalation contract, and an elusive target. So let's get into the details. So from December 5th, which is this Thursday, we have a new escalation in Santa Fortuna called the Truman Convention. And like I said, it takes place in Santa Fortuna, and it looks like it's going to be around the construction yard. So safety is important. It prevents accidents, injury, and potentially death. Try telling that to 47. So there's a lot of things they could do around this construction site. So hopefully there's some creativity involved there, and hopefully it's a decent escalation. It has potential to be a pretty decent escalation, considering of all the things that you could use for accidents and stuff like that. So that should be pretty good. Let's find out on Thursday. Next, on the same day, we have another escalation. It's called the RAS algorithm in Mumbai. And from the looks of the picture, it looks like it takes place in the train yard. It doesn't really tell us much about it. He's holding a pistol in his hand. So the RAS algorithm takes 47 to Mumbai train yard for the stealth-based escalation. So I'm guessing it's going to involve a lot of sneaking about and stuff like that. Probably involving the suit only. Maybe. I don't know. Let's find out on Thursday. Coming in this Friday, we have which is December the 6th, which is another legacy elusive target. Now, I thought they was going to end the legacy elusive targets in November. That's what they said during the live stream, but they've gone against their word and brought back another legacy escalation. And really hoping this is the last one for the legacy one, because I'm so tired of repeating these same legacy escalations. I think this is this the 4th time this chef's been out? This is actually one of the easiest escalations, elusive targets around as well. I think it literally just involves poisoning and then running straight to the exit. But I think people had a problem with that, because once you exit the mission, once you've poisoned something and you're just waiting for that death to happen. I think what happened before is people was exiting and they was losing their silent assassin rating. Obviously that's now not possible, so you should always get the silent assassin rating for this elusive target. It's a very, very, very easy one. I'm not even sure if I'm going to go over it, to be honest. It's just so simple, but maybe you do need a guide, I don't know. But that's coming, the chef in Paris, and it says everyone's favorite celebrity chef to return to Paris, and your job is to make sure he's had his final meal. So he's going to be wandering around all around Paris, going upstairs and going into the basement and just going to the 2nd floor and sampling different pieces of food. And I think he has a drink as well. I'm not completely sure on that, I can't remember now, but I know he does take a sample of some food, and that's what we end up poisoning. But coming a week later, on December 12th, we have another new escalation taking place in Mumbai called the Han Encasement. I don't know where they're getting these names from, it's crazy. But it says the second escalation in Mumbai this month takes 47 to the Rangan Tower. More safety officers will have a bad day. So which we can see here, a security guard being electrocuted, so probably involved, I don't know, sabotaging some water coolers or something like that. Maybe sabotaging some wall sockets, or bringing along a battery or something like that, or even the electrocution phone. Because, you know, it's just as easy as that to use that, isn't it? Next, on December 12th, we have the 12 days of contracts. So this is the little spin on the 12 days of Christmas kind of thing. So 12 days of contracts, which is globally released globally. They're called curated contracts. This month's featured contracts has been crossed out are themed around wait what. For this month, curated contracts return to the 12 days of contracts, a community initiative that started on Hitman forum, will be live to play on December 12th. Some of the top contract creators in the Hitman community have created a holiday-themed contract each, and we've collected them together into this month's new contracts. So, I don't know, I think they should release one contract per day. It would be so much better, like an advent calendar kind of thing, you know? But instead, I think they're just dumping 12 contracts on the 12th of December, which I disagree with that release schedule. But I think it would have been a lot better if it was one day by day kind of thing. But you know, that's just how it is. I might even actually do these. You know, put a video out every day on the featured contracts, kind of like with the same idea in mind. You know, the 12 days of Christmas thing. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. December 17th, the Holiday Hoarders, the Legacy mission is coming back once again. I think this is the 3rd year running this has come back, and finally we get to keep this in the game all times now, because it's getting boring. You know, every year you always bring back the same mission, and you're thinking just leave it in the game. And thankfully that's what they're doing this time. I think it's the first time. Is it the first time? No, it's actually the second time it's appearing in Hitman 2. Am I right? I think so. It says it wouldn't be December in Hitman without Holiday Hoarders, and 2019 is no different. Whether you're home alone or traveling with the family, Holiday Hoarders will provide all the classic entertainment that you need. You can keep the change. So once you've completed this mission, you'll completed all the challenges related to the mission, that is, you'll unlock the Santa suit to use across all the maps within Hitman 2 and the Legacy maps. And I think they said for the first time they're going to put a new item in the presents. I can't remember what item it was now, but I can't remember. Was it snowballs? I think they said it was snowballs. They put them in the presents because there's presents dotted all over the map, and if you open them, they'll like release like random items. Not sure if they are random, but they do release some like, items like bricks or just stuff like that. But I think they're putting snowballs in there as well, which they mentioned during the live stream, but I can't guarantee they will. Speaking of snowballs, you'll see it in this picture right here for the Hokkaido Snow Festival at the Legacy Pack mission that takes place in Hokkaido. It's not a Legacy pack challenge pack, actually. It's just a whole mission. I actually forgot about this because of how simple it was. I think it was more like an elusive target that was abandoned and they didn't actually put out there for season 1, and they just brought it in for Hitman 2 and changed the lighting a little bit. But there's piles of snow, but there's snow piles everywhere, and you can pick up snowballs out of it. And it's actually quite fun throwing snowballs at people's heads and knocking them over. So this one was actually a little bit fun because of the snowball aspect, but I thought it wasn't really a memorable target, and I can't even remember him. I can't even remember what he looks like, to be honest. But I do know he wanders around the gardening area. It says, celebrate the winter season at the Hitman 2 Snow Festival in Hokkaido and throw snowballs at your target. The Snow Festival will be a permanent addition to the game, and players can unlock the Snow Festival suit ice pick at their leisure. So the Snow Festival suit is basically the suit you get at the very start of the intro when he's on that helipad at the start. So you get to keep that, which is it's alright, not a bad suit. December 17th, we have a new escalation called the Raphael Misadventure in Isle of Scale. And again, the picture doesn't tell us much really, but I think he's on top of the... I think he's overlooking the effigy. I could be mistaken. Is that a bridge in the background? I can't remember. I'm not too familiar with Isle of Scale, to be honest. It's not one of my favourite maps. The Raphael Misadventure is an aptly named escalation that takes you to Isle of Scale, where you'll need to eliminate your targets in accidental ways. So I'm guessing that's 47 pushing someone or throwing someone over a ledge. That's just my guess. Anyway. December 17th is the same day. We have a legacy escalation contract called the Coty Paradigm in Paris. And I remember this one because it was actually the first escalation we had that was consisted of 3 levels, and it was an interesting aspect because they had a lot of restrictions. I think you can't. I think you weren't allowed to climb. I think you weren't allowed to mount things. So it was an interesting escalation in season 1. It was quite difficult, but we managed to work it out in the end. I think I was the first person to actually have it out on YouTube, which I'm quite proud of. But yeah, that's coming back. It says, bring your battle axes. The very first escalation contract to have 3 stages comes to Hitman 2. Created by well-known community member and a Hitman player, the Coty. This paradigm is all about the battle axe. We've kept the original conditions intact and expect the new additions to Hitman 2 to have an impact on some strategies for this one. So with the new items that we have, obviously this should make it a little bit easier, but we'll see. We'll check that one out. December 20th, we have a new elusive target, and I think it's the final elusive target that's coming out for Hitman 2. Ones that are new anyway, and they're going to actually start reactivating these in the new year. So this one's called the Stowaway, and it's going to be taking place in the Isle of Scale on December 20th. This is our final piece of new content for the year, comes with an elusive target. The Stowaway has some unique behaviour, all depending on your own behaviour, so we advise taking your time and observing before making a move. The Stowaway will have an extended runtime over the holiday season from December 20th to the January the 6th, so that's like 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah, it's 3 weeks. But that is actually an interesting thing. It has some unique behaviour, all depending on your own behaviour. Okay, so if he gets suspicious or something like that, then he does something differently. What is that he's holding in his hand? I think, is it some sort of recorder? I don't know. That seems quite interesting, actually. Be hopeful to check that out. So on December 17th, we have the IOI Monthly, which is our holiday-themed episode of IOI Monthly as a milestone 10th edition. We'll turn on the cameras and talk through the latest Hitman 2 news. So basically they'll be probably going over the entire year's worth of content and just answering questions probably. I don't think they'll be talking too much about the future because they're bound and restricted when it comes to that sort of stuff. But that comes after that is just, that's it. They'll just show the full December roadmap again, and that is all the content we have for this month. Coming from January, I expect the elusive targets to probably take a break for a month, or they could just pretty much start reactivating them straight away. It's kind of, are they counting the Undying and the Undying Returns as 2 separate elusive targets? Because if they are, that's just super silly. And I think overall, if including this elusive target, doesn't that come to 6 elusive targets overall that we've had for Hitman 2, which is really bad. Season 1 we had 26. Now for Hitman 2 we have 6. What happened? Where's all the elusive targets? How come we didn't get any in Mumbai or anything like that? Or in Haven Island or the bank? These locations have so much potential, and you haven't even tapped into that potential yet. I think we had 1 escalation for Haven Island and 1 escalation for the bank. It just seems a bit abandoning it too soon, I think, Hitman 2. But if they are working on Hitman 3 and they're putting all the resources onto that, I expect Hitman 3 will probably be out at some point in 2020. I think they're probably well on the way of doing it. Pretty much move the entire team over to Hitman 3 now. Even as much as they don't want to talk about it, they'll probably reveal it at E3 as well. But it's all speculation at this point. But that's going to do it for this video. In terms of what I'm going to do, I'm thinking about doing a Silent Assassin suit only definitive version of all the maps, all the missions, not in one video, because that's just a waste of effort. I'm actually going to put them in individual videos, and with each map, we're actually going to use the items that have accumulated and we've earned across the entire year. Because when it comes to suit only Silent Assassin contracts, I always seem to use the basic items, and I don't want to do that. If I'm going to make a definitive Silent Assassin suit only for each map, I want to be able to use any item that I've unlocked throughout the year, because I want to make it the easiest way possible done. And if you have, this includes expansion pass stuff with the electrocution phone and the emetic gun and all that kind of stuff like that. They will be heavily used because they're quite powerful and quite strong when it comes to these targets, so it makes things a lot more easier. So I'm actually going to have fun doing that, because I'm actually going to enjoy doing something I don't usually do, and that's use all the items I have available to me. And it's about time I can stretch out my arms and think, oh, finally I can actually do all this stuff that I've been so restricted to for the past 3.5 years, which is really annoying. But we can finally get to do it, so hopefully you'll be looking forward to that if I do it. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it and you learned something new. Let me know in the comments of all your thoughts on this particular month of content. And subscribe if you are brand new to the channel, and hit the bell notification to be notified of all future videos and live streams, especially this week when I'll be uploading a few videos as well this week, so you can check that out. Consider supporting me on Patreon or even becoming a member of the channel by clicking the join button below. Shout out to Arjal, the Shafe, and Nico Senpai for becoming top tier Psycho Assassin members of the channel. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.